Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Interfraternity Council Fraternity Recruitment Session. My name is Colton Johnson, and I serve as one of the Associate Directors of Fraternity and Sorority Life in the Cliff Alexander Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life. I'm the primary advisor of the Interfraternity Council within the office, and today we will be talking about the fraternity and sorority life community and the fraternity recruitment process. So just a little bit of a bird's eye view of the entire fraternity and sorority life community here at Miami University. We make up around 30% of the student population on campus post-recruitment in the spring semester. So for numbers wise, that looks at about over 5,000 students with 50 plus chapters across 4 different councils. For the councils, we do have 4 governing councils that are made up of student leaders who help set the direction of the fraternity and sorority life community specific to the fraternities and sororities that they govern. So first is the Interfraternity Council, also known as IFC. This is 26 all men's fraternities that are all recognized nationally. Other councils that we have include the Multicultural Greek Council, which are 4 organizations all recognized nationally, 3 sororities and 1 co-ed fraternity. The National Panhellenic Council, also known as NPHC, with 3 sororities and 3 fraternities recognized nationally. And then the Panhellenic Association, also known as PA, with 17 all women's sororities recognized nationally. For the official recognized IFC fraternities that we have on campus, this is the list of 26 chapters. You'll see that Sigma Nu has an asterisk by it. They are the newest chapter that will be joining us this semester, so we're happy to welcome them back to campus. All of these chapters will be participating in the formal recruitment process. Being recognized on campus means that they receive staff support from our office and representation from the Interfraternity Council. There are also unrecognized fraternities. Unrecognized fraternity or sorority is one that choose to exist off campus and does not follow the university policies and regulations or the binding bylaws of the governing council. These organizations are not permitted to use any university facilities, post flyers, or have any of the privileges recognized organizations have. They do not participate in the formal recruitment process. Please make sure to view our website. We keep it the most up to date with chapters that are both recognized and unrecognized, and we'll have a running list of these unrecognized organizations. So let's talk a little bit about requirements and policies that we have on our side of the office to be able to be eligible to go through fraternity recruitment. So the first thing is going to be academic standing. We are a deferred campus, which means we participate in spring recruitment. We require that there is one full-time fall or spring semester that's attributed to the potential new members of the students who are wanting to go through the fraternity recruitment process. Additionally, they have to have 12 credit hours either from Miami or in another accredited university. Recruitment registration is open currently and will be going through the campus director system. Recruitment registration is online through January 3rd and wraps up at 11:59 p.m. on that day. Additionally, there needs to be a 2.75 cumulative grade average for those who want to participate. And then finally, we'll have some educational modules that will be required for everyone who is interested in going through the process. So these must be completed. They're online hazing prevention and education modules, and they are assigned to students once they are approved to go through the fraternity recruitment process. One thing I do want to note here as well is that credit hours, AP, and dual credit are not considered for this. The full-time semester in the fall and the spring and the 12 credit hours must be completed as a first-time college student on campus. Something else that we like to highlight as well is Collins Law. So Collins Law was passed in the state of Ohio back in the fall of 2021. And what it did was create harsher penalties for hazing, a statewide curriculum for college students about hazing, and more transparency at the university level. Hazing is not tolerated at Miami University. Our office and the university implement hazing prevention training to all students on what to look for and how to report. All reported incidents of hazing are investigated, and all individuals involved in hazing activities are subject to both criminal liability and/or university discipline. Collins Law requires all university administrators, staff, faculty members, consultants, alumni, and volunteers to report any knowledge of hazing to law enforcement agencies in which the victim of hazing resides or in which the hazing occurred or has occurred. This QR code is going to give you a landing page. It has more information specific to Collins Law and how to do reporting specific to hazing. So let's talk a little bit about spring recruitment. First, I'd like to just go over some common recruitment terms that you might hear me use during this session. The first one is PNM, also known as a potential new member. This is any interested and eligible member who would like to go through the fraternity recruitment process and is intending to join an organization during this time. A bid is an official invitation from a chapter that is distributed to the PNM. Once a PNM has a bid, they have three options they can do. They can accept it, and this is accepting invitation to become a new member of the organization they received the bid from. They can sit on it, neither accepting or declining. This is the ability to decide if they have multiple bids, which organization they want to join and think about it. Or they can decline it, which is respectfully declining a bid to become a member of the new fraternity. An affiliate is the formal term for joining a chapter once you have accepted the bid. Dropping is the term that is used when someone is stopping the pledging or new member education period. So that'll be anytime during the 4-week new member process. And then a new member or a pledge is someone who is completing the 4-week new member process, and then they will be initiated into full membership of the chapter they received a bid from. To look at a timeline for recruitment kickoff is going to happen on Sunday, January 26th. This is the Sunday before classes start, and it will be in Farmer School of Business. All potential new members will come to the building and see a informational session hosted by the Interfraternity Council executive team. At this session, they'll talk about the timeline that you are seeing here. They'll give tips and tricks, kind of give suggestions, and then also just be a resource for the potential new members who are going through this process. From there, we release them to Farmer, and within those classrooms, each chapter will have their own designated room with members to talk to all the potential new members to go over what they'll be doing for the week. So we refer to this as the Meet the Chapters portion of recruitment. From here, we move into the actual recruitment week starting on Monday, January 27th, and you'll see a lot of the similar things from Monday into the next slide and then Friday. So we have open houses here. Every chapter will either have a fraternity house that they will be open to having potential new members come and tour and discuss with members what membership is like, often do interviews or whatever else that they want to establish for this week, or they will be in a designated place within Oxford or on campus as well. This will happen for 2 hours, and then we'll have a break from 8 to 9 p.m. And then from 9 to 11 p.m., we have what is known as bid distribution. So on bid distribution, this is where PNMs hear from each of the chapters who they have received verbal bids from. So when they receive this bid, they have the ability to either accept, sit, or decline the bids throughout this week. And you'll note and see that Tuesday is the exact same thing, and then Wednesday as well, except at the end of Wednesday, this is actually the first day that PNMs can accept said bids. So the reason that we do this is because we want to make sure that the PNMs who are going through this process have multiple days that they can visit multiple chapters to receive multiple bids to think about which organizations they would like to join. So they have up to those 3 days to sit on those bids, and then on Wednesday, January 29th, they will go onto the campus director portal that they use registration for and accept the bids from the chapter that they want to accept from. This is just the first day that PNMs can accept bids. We will continue with the recruitment timeline and week throughout Thursday, and then also Friday and Saturday as well. Saturday, I do want to note, is the final day for the bid acceptance deadline. We're asking for 5 p.m. at the latest for potential new members to make their final decision to go on to campus director and accept a bid, decline a bid, so that we can confirm the new member classes for all of our fraternities. So just some additional things that come with joining the community. In an effort to increase internal accountability, the Interfraternity Council at Miami has actually developed an enhanced membership experience, which is an initiative in which each IFC recognized chapter's new member program looks to focus on scholarship, service, values-based leadership, brotherhood, and a strong sense of the fraternal community. Throughout the enhanced membership experience, it consists of three components, and that is the new member education plan. The new member education plans must be submitted to our office with the dates and description of all of the member activities, and programs are limited to a maximum of 4 weeks. It also includes a letter to the parents outlining the chapter's member education process and including important contact information of chapter officers and advisors. This comes from the president and is sent out during the new member education process to all the parents of potential new members who have joined chapters. And then a calendar of events that's outlining each of these as well. Other things that we do too that are provided through the new member experience. One is the Greek Step Up program. It is a bystander intervention program that looks at topics such as hazing, sexual violence, drug and alcohol abuse. And each new member who has joined uh, an organization previously comes back and actually helps facilitate this program as well. This is required from all of our chapters to go through, and sessions are held from mid-February to early March and are facilitated by members of the community. The student code of conduct applies to all students and all of our organizations. Hazing policies were touched upon with Collins Law, and this drives all of our policies regarding hazing. We also have support through a chapter portfolio model. All of our staff within the office divide up the chapters and regularly meet with chapter leaderships to talk about what is going on and making sure that they are doing the things that they need to be doing. Finally, also recognized chapters are provided support from national organizations, and this includes local advisors, national advisors, additional education, and leadership opportunities. The second year exemption program is specific for members who join fraternities. So something that we want to emphasize is that new members must apply to this, and it is not guaranteed that they will live in the fraternity houses. 25 of our 26 fraternities currently have and reside in fraternity houses. And in this program, second year students who want to live in a fraternity house have to keep that minimum of a 2.75 GPA for the spring semester cumulatively during their application. And then also too, they must not have any conduct violations reported to the Office of Community Standards. On the other side, each chapter must remain in good standing with our office and the university, and they will also have to apply for this process. What this does is if they meet the expectations of that 2.75 and the no conduct violations and the chapter is in good standing, this can release new members who have joined a fraternity from living on campus for that second year, for the 2-year requirement that Miami has, and allows them to live in the fraternity house during their sophomore year. Some advice that we'd love to pass along for parents and families: make sure you're asking questions, specifically during the recruitment process. Ask what chapters they're interested in and why. Ask how their experience is going and help them kind of decipher as they get bids a better understanding of where they want to end up and what they truly want to get from this experience. As new member process is going on, continue to engage with them. Check in with them during the new member process and beyond. Ask about those positive aspects that are happening. What's going on beyond just the social part? Are they doing well academically and participating in study tables and keeping the grades up for second year exemption? Are they able to bond with fellow members, especially specifically within their class and older members as well? Or is there any kind of community engagement or philanthropy efforts that they're doing through the year? And then finally, two red flags. There are a lot of students and a limited amount of staff, but you know your student best. If anything comes up and something seems off or you have a concern, please do not hesitate to report it to us. We will be happy to bring in chapter leadership to investigate further and discuss things that maybe don't sound like they should be it, or are even willing to have an open door policy to talk to your student if you want to encourage them to come and talk to us as well. Finally, we want to leave you with some contact information. This is our email. You are welcome to reach out to this email before the process, during the process, or during your student's time throughout the entire fraternity and sorority life process. We would be more than happy to answer any questions specific to recruitment and beyond. And we thank you all for your time.